Silly rabbit, Twix are for kids.
You shall.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is the Dolly Connor, and I decided to start a little series episodes called customization vlog. So welcome to episode 1. So on my customization table we had Miss Abby Abominable and Miss Gulia, and then this Vitiligo Claudine. Now I was going for a baddie Barbie girl type Valley girl, you know, Juicy Couture type vibe with the Abby Abominable. And then for the Gulia, I wanted to do like a 2012 Mycene type girl. And then for Claudine, she would just be like, you know, Miss Vitiligo goes to a party type vibe, you know, the foxiness of Claudine, but she just has vitiligo type vibes. That was what I was going for with these different dolls. I was trying to restring the legs of the Abby, but I didn't have elastics. So I tried to use yarn and it did not work at all. It really didn't. And I literally struggled with that. But people always ask me hold on, I'm not talking though. But people always ask me how do you come up with ideas for customization? It's not that you come up with ideas, you know, because when I first started off, I feel like a lot of times when we watch customization videos and we're artistically liberated, we feel like, oh well, when I do this, it's gonna come out just like this. It's so easy. I'm gonna just do this. I'm just gonna do that, and it's gonna come out so nice, and it's gonna look like this, and it's gonna look like that. And a lot of times when you do get to customize a doll or you start off, it does not come out like how people who've customized dolls for 3 years, 4 years dolls come out. And you gotta beat yourself up about it. And you're like, why I can't do it? I'm good at art. I'm creative, whatever. No ideas are coming to my mind. It's because you're not using your art style. And you're not actually doing what you want to do. You want your stuff to look like someone else's. Oh, she made this doll look like this. I want to do it. Don't get me wrong. You can take inspo from someone. Like if someone does a doll that's like a body or something, you can make a doll that's a body. That doesn't have to be the same doll. It doesn't have to get the same look. But you can do a doll that's a body just in your take, in your inspo. Oh. When I figured out covering the eyeballs for some of them was okay, it gives that fierce look, that I can feel look. I was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cover the eyeballs. That's gonna be my signature. You have to develop a signature that's gonna allow you to know, or allow people to know, oh, that doll is made by her because the eyeballs. For me, you can tell a doll made by Chica Madness. Once you see that doll come to the forefront, that hair is swooped to the left with the Mycene haircut, or they have the outlined lips, the fine outlined lips with the thin line eyebrows. Oh, you know that's Chica Madness. You know, like that. So here I was trying to do Mycene cut on Gulia hair, but her hair is wavy. It didn't really come out how I wanted it to come out, but I still made her hairstyle out. So it's okay. It still came out good. So I don't mind. Because I thought this was going to be 2012, YouTube, MySpace, whichever was up. Her vibe was going to be Jeffree Star type vibe, you know, before now. So yeah. That's why I used her, because she has blue hair, she has colored hair. And back then people colored their whole head pink, purple, stuff like that. I should probably add some tattoos to her, but I'm not really sure about that right now because I'm not that good. And I have 2 other dolls here that is drying. Claudine and what's her name? I forgot. Laguna. I'm letting their hair dry. I don't want to take out the girls yet because I'm afraid they will come out high themselves. But yeah, dog customizing is really fun. Once you start, like you don't want to stop. And I get it now. I totally do. But yeah, put her up bad over her eyes, so like it could hold the hair down. Um, I feel like a lot does go into customizing, especially if you're not a person who knows how to sew or stuff like that. Like AliExpress, let me say this. When it comes down to customizing, I've learned to buy what I need. Not what I see others have, not what I think I'll need in the future. I've learned to buy what I need. It makes no sense for me to go on AliExpress and let me say, for example, I see like Jackie Laura first gen boots, like her original boots that she wore with her outfit. It makes no sense for me to see that on AliExpress for $3 and the FOMO inside me allows me to buy 5 pairs. Why would I buy 5 pairs of G1 Jackie Laura boots? What am I gonna do with 5 pairs of those? Oh, but if I get a Jackie Laura, she'll probably need it. Now you have no. You probably only need 1 or 2 pairs at most in case you want to do like the original color and then you want to change, swap it out and do like a fun color type vibe or alternate for the real Java version or whatever. But 5 pairs, no, you don't need that. I feel like a lot of times we get afraid, we get scared. And I always talk about making sure the quality of what you're buying adds up to the amount of money that you're paying for it. Like, I know this may be a bit off topic, but say, for example, like Baby Alive. You could go at eBay and you could find like a Baby Alive lot of accessories, right? Accessories lot. They'll say like 45 plus items. And you look at the price, it's like $20. Let's see. It's for $20. So you go through it. It has clothes that probably don't fit most of your dogs because someone like me, I mostly have soft face, learn Sapati. I have 3 soft face, 2 learn Sapati, 1 my real baby, 1 snack and Sarah. That's $7. Most of them are in the same body category, meaning all the soft face were the same size, all the learn Sapati and the my real baby were the same size. So the smallest dog that I have is the snack and Sarah. And her body still is a bit wide, so she's not gonna fit those newer dog clothing because they're too small. So I have to buy, more of the older clothing because they're a bit bigger. Why would I spend $20 on a lot? And most of the clothes are for smaller dogs. The bottles aren't magnetic, nor are they like bottles that they can really use. So they're not magnetic bottles. Or they're bottles without covers. Or you give me a bag full of covers with no bottles. What am I supposed to do with that? And just random Baby Life stuff like random spoons, not magnetic, random bowls, not magnetic. Some of these stuff aren't even Baby Life brand. Why would I spend $20 on that? Just because, it's a lot of stuff and I can use, no, I can't. The spoons aren't magnetic. The bowls aren't like the original 2006 bowls or even Baby Life bowls like the Panda bowl or the Monkey bowl. These are just a generic doll bowl that you got. The bottles are not real bottles. They're like fake, the ones that don't open or have like beads in them. They're not even magnetic bottles. Those bottles do not even work with any of the dolls that I have. What am I going to do with that? Oh, it's for props. But if I got the real thing, I can still use it for props because they'll actually react to the bottle because it's magnetic. The spoon, they'll react to it because it's magnetic. Instead of sitting there and your doll is stiff-faced the entire time. So it's like, I say that to say, when you purchase, you want to make sure you're getting quality over quantity. Because if I spend $50 and I get two 2 magnetic spoons, 2 magnetic bottles, a vintage bowl, clothes that could actually fit the ones that I have, then it would be worth it versus buying things just to have a huge collection or to say that I have this big assortment of things that I cannot use. I don't know about people, but I know for me, functionality is something that makes more sense than just saying I have a big collection. Because I feel like a lot of times people get wrapped up into, oh, I'm a collector, I have this collection. Do they use all the stuff? No. Do they know what all they have? No. Did they waste their money? Yes. Does that make sense? No. You have to be strategic. That's why I always tell people, like, when you're coming into collecting something, you should have a checklist of the items you want. You should know what it is that you're starting off with. When you walk into the collection, you can't want to buy every single thing all at one time. You just started collecting. You don't even know half the names of these dolls, nor do you know their original outfits. You don't know nothing. We just went on Facebook, we just went on eBay, and you seen 500 plus items, and you just say, purchase, I'm a collector now. It takes the fun out of collecting. I know I'm rambling on, but these be my favorite types of videos anyway. But y'all can see, I'm showing you guys my shelf now because I decided to take off like all the dolls that weren't completed, take them off the shelf. So as I complete each one, they go on the shelf. It adds fun to the it adds fun to the collecting process. It gives purpose when you customize your dolls and you pick out which ones you actually want. And instead of just buying just to say, oh, well, I have every G1. Oh, I have every this. I have every that. It's like, don't get me wrong, some people are completionists and that's how they collect. But my thing is I want to pick what I like. I want what I like. And I want my things to be a reflection of me. I don't want to just be buying just to say I have it and whatever. Because if I have it and it brings me no joy and it just brings the people on social media joy, that's nothing to me. Just to say, oh, my stuff is aesthetic and it goes with this and it goes with that. But it's just sitting there. I don't come in and I stare at them. I don't come in and just like touch their hair. I don't come in and just put them in the next pose. Like none of that. It's just all over TikTok. And don't get me wrong. If that's how you collect, then that's how you collect. But that's not how I want to collect because I'm spending my money on these things. I won't really call them an investment because realistically speaking, unless there's a real spike like with the Lalaloopsy thing. Lalaloopsies right now is a trend. But eventually they're going to end up right back inside the thrift stores when they're not in style anymore. They're going to end up right back in the thrift stores because don't nobody want them. And the same $500, $200, $300 y'all spending on these Lalaloopsies just for them to end up right back in the thrift store because you selling them, you can't sell them off for how much you bought them for. And that's why you set a budget and you don't go over your budget. Because if you spend $200 on something, you can't think that when you sell it, you're going to get $200 back. That's just not going to happen. So you're going to lose money. So yeah, if I'm going to lose my money, I'm going to spend my money on something that I actually want and something I'm actually going to use. But anyway, that wraps up this video. See you guys in the next one. Bye! My special reading is something